Testing. Testing, testing. Testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Yo, yo, yo. I never represent. Let's play this from the start, hey? Yes. What do you want to know, Ian? Straight off the top, mate. What do you want to know? There's a lot. There's a lot that's involved, so I thought I just might as well jump on live and have a bit of play around, and you guys can watch me edit and ask me questions, anything to do with fishing or anything to do with editing, making a video, creating the things you guys watch. You also get a sneak peek into what's coming out on Sunday.
You come and wake me every night. You say you missed the concept of you and I, you and I. You come and wake me every night. You say you missed the concept of you and I.
Oh, I've got the wrong track muted already, I can tell you that right now. I'm going to drag this track down.
Of you and I.
Jay, you like the start? I think it's my favourite start I've done for about, oh jeez, it would be 4 to 5 months now. I got some sick footage for it. So what I'm doing now is like I'm just catching back up from where I started yesterday. Just make sure everything's okay. Like I don't really like this little section here. I find that this little 10-second section here, like the footage is too shaky because I'm using using this for that, which makes it a really shaky shot. But if I use a GoPro, it's less shaky, and I forgot to use the GoPro. I was sort of just testing out if I could use this while I was driving to get some cool footage, because the quality of this camera is, it shits all over the GoPro, really. But yeah, I was just sort of testing it out, and it didn't work out to be as good. So I'm just figuring out what I can do to fit that gap, change that little clip there to see if it's anything better, see if something's better for it. Because if you see this clip here, this is on that Sony camera, like around here. Yeah, that's a really good spot there. When I've been talking about like that's where the Sans Souci spot there, Jay. That's where the Flathead were at the start of the year. Not at the start of the year, sorry, at the start of spring. They were all over that spot there. So yeah, they were smashing it out. Nothing particularly, just never seen it or done it. You've obviously have more than half an hour of YouTube video, so I wondered how you chop and join it together. Yeah, well, this video, for example, is like, so when I'm out fishing and filming, I'm pretty much filming the whole time. The GoPro is the one that will run the whole time, and then the Sony camera will come out when I catch a fish and show it to you guys. They all have certain purposes and stuff like that. So the GoPro is the one that runs the whole time, which is the webcam right now. That runs 24/7 when I'm out in the water, pretty much, unless I've caught nothing and I've sort of thrown the toys in the cot and put everything away. But yeah, the GoPro runs the majority of the time. But yeah, anyway, back to this like sort of clip. Like, you have a look at the quality of this.
Of you and I, you and I.
Like, just that little clip there, the quality of it is so nice, and I'm like, I love good quality stuff. So like, yeah, even though I'm a small YouTuber, I love when I see like good quality film and stuff like that. I really love it. And then this clip's a bit shit too, so I'm sort of trying to figure out what I do with this clip and that clip and how I can change it.
You come and wake me every night. You say you miss the concept of you and I.
Saw a little slurp around here, there's a bit of bait about, and bang, salmon to start the morning on surface.
Catch my head in the earthquake, collect my spine when my disc breaks.
Got 8 pound leader on at the moment
When
because
my disc breaks.
I was using this to try and target some whiting.
Catch my love in the air. Give me some peace, oh darling,
Finding it out down low.
please.
Come up, had a few jumps to start, and they're just beating me down low. Catching it up. Come on.
So like, I use a little, I guess you call it a diary, and I write down things that need to be like fixed along the way as well. And I'll watch the video 3 or 4 times before you guys actually even see it as well.
Alright. Perfect start for the morning. Smack that dog with Slippery Dog. Absolutely hammered it. But yeah, very cool. Going to try and release him. Not sure how well he's going to release because he was gill hooked. Just going to see the health of him and then make a choice. But yeah, good start for the morning.
Don't die. Give me tears so I can cry. And give me heart so I don't.
Whew. That was a cool start to the morning. Alright, only that one salmon out here. There's a lot of bait, or what we call like port hacking pilchards.
Move that down.
So if you ever go out on the port hacking, you see like little tiny slurps and like what looks like tiny fish busting. That's the port hacking pilchards. So they've come into the system now, which is a really good thing to see. Small bait jigs, and you could be in for a really good session on them as bait. During the summer, I would call them the #1 bait here on the port hacking. I don't have a bait jig on me, nor do I have any of the gear to use to target a kingfish or a salmon or a big flathead like you would using those pilchards. So I'm just going to keep driving around, seeing for little surface action, and I'm going to head to one more sand flat and then try some more surface on there. If not, I'm going to go to some of the edges and use some soft plastics, target some flathead. Gear for today is the Daiwa Legala 702 ULFS, 1 to 2 kilo, perfect flats, sand whiting, targeting sort of rod. It's a 2000 crossfire reel, 6 pound braid, 8 pound leader. And then I've got the Daiwa Slippery Dog on as well in Animite colour. An absolute killer here in the Port Hacking. The second setup I've got is the Daiwa RevRoz 702 LFS. It's a 2 to 5 kilo. This is a 2 to 5 kilo rod, a bit heavier. I really like targeting flathead using this one, a bit heavier, so if you do get onto a decent sized flathead, you have got a little bit more strength in the butt section, but also the taper of it is quite light, so you can cast surface walker style soft plastic hard bodies as well, as long as some decent size soft plastics. So I've got to rig this up eventually. The plan is to obviously try and get a few fish on surface first, but yeah, if we head to the edges, this is the setup I'm going to be using.
So I need to add some music in there. Now I've got this. Yeah. Need to mute that now.
It's a bloody good one. It's a good floodie. Keep his head under water. The lure's on the outside of his mouth, which is a really good sign. But yes, that's the first flood of the morning. Woo! Happy with that. Alright, first flood of the morning, 43. Perfect dusky flooded and perfect eating size. Obviously going to keep this one. But yeah, smacked the Daiwa 2.35 inch prawn soft plastic straight down the gullet. Missed one just before and just kept fishing this edge, run out tide, you can't beat it, and bang, this guy come along. Let's hopefully we get a few more, hey?
Right, just clip that up. Oops, noise there. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Now you guys get to see me clip up all little bits that I need. Alright, so that's the first bit. 169, that's that one. So 170 is the next one. Let's see. So all I do is just scroll through to see if there's any bits I want from memory when I go out fishing. I'm talking about something here. Alright. So this is the part I need. Maybe from there.
Alright, so
so what I'm doing now is just lining up all the audio. So that's one part. I mark where the audio comes in. So like when I just said alright, which is an annoyance that I always do. I always say alright all the time. Now that I've said that, that's all you guys are going to listen to me saying is alright. So that's not that one, that's not the one we're looking for. Is it this one? No, it's not this one, it's that one, it's the next one.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do as well.
Okay. This is a long audio clip. It's 54 minutes of recording. And because it is such a long one, what I'll do is I'll lay it out in the timeline like that, and you can see how long that is. It's super long, and I've left. What's this clip? Come on. Of your window. Computer's having a heart attack. Come on. Of your window.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do
Computer's
as
having a heart
well
attack.
after you catch each flathead.
Come on.
Alright, so
Of your window.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do
Computer's
as
having a heart
well
attack.
after you catch each flathead.
Come on. Okay. So I've lined up the audio for this. And we just got to go through and listen to it and trim it up.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do before you, Alright, something you guys,
No, the audio's not lined up properly.
Alright, so the scenario we've got here for flathead is a pretty classic scenario for flathead, like.
Okay, that's what we're looking for.
Something that you guys need to do before you, Alright, something you guys always need to do after catching a flathead is checking your leader, particularly checking probably the first 30 to 50 centimeters of your leader to make sure there's no nicks, cuts, or anything like that on your leader. And there was on mine.
So that's something about me doing that.
Alright, so the scenario we've got here.
Okay. Alright, we figured it out. No, stop it. So we mark that, that's this clip here, lined up. We need to find this clip, which is probably the back end of that. So we go back here into our... It would be on the Sony, wouldn't it? I would have done it on the Sony. Of you and I, you and I. When my disc break. That's this one here, surely. Nope, that's not it. Whoop. Oh, stop. Oh, bro, because this thing's out of whack now. Stop. Bro. Why is it playing up? There we go. Is it working now? Bro, this thing's having a heart attack. What's going on? Oh my god. Man. I just want to access this clip here. I might have to take down Premiere Pro for a second. Start again. now it's not having a heart attack. This is all the fun in regards to doing all this. What's this one here? Woo!
Surely it's a flooded soon. It's got to be a flooded. Any second. That's the cast.
That's not the one. Where would it be then? Or is it here? You're taking the piss if it is.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do before you after
Well, it's not on that.
Cute. That was well in the corner of the jaw. Alright, just gotta get the camera set up, the other camera set up.
There we go, found it. Found it!
Alright, so something that you guys need to do as well.
Line that up. Trim it back.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do before you Alright, something you guys always need to do after catching a flathead is checking your Alright, so something that you guys need to do as well after you catch each flathead. Alright, something you guys always need to do after catching a flathead is checking your leader, particularly checking probably the first 30. Alright, so something that you guys need to do before you Alright, something you guys Alright, so something that you guys need to do before you Alright.
Guess that's this one. So you miss the concept of you and I, you and I.
Alright, so something that you guys need to do before you Alright, something you guys
Here we go.
Alright, something you guys always need to do after catching a flathead is checking your leader, particularly checking probably the first 30 to 50 centimeters of your leader to make sure there's no nicks, cuts or anything like that on your leader. And there was on mine, so what I've done is just quickly cut it above the nick, tying a quick loop knot. Loop knot is always the knot that I choose to use for soft plastics, and yeah, head back fishing. Shouldn't use your teeth though. And if you don't know how to tie a loop knot, I've for soft plastics, and yeah, head back fishing. Shouldn't use your teeth though.
Should I keep that part in? Shouldn't use your teeth though. Me absolutely chomping down on one. Cut it there, I reckon. Get rid of it.
Shouldn't use your teeth though. And if you don't know how to tie, head back fishing. And if you don't know how to tie a loop knot, I've got a video on tying the loop knot, FG knot, and also how to tie a paternoster rig, all on my channel. So you can head over there and have a look at that.
Cut that there. Drag that across to the final. Let me go back to here.
Alright, so the scenario we've got here for flathead is a pretty classic scenario for flathead like.
Actually, we should get like a little cast in. Yeah, okay, I know what to do.
Channel, so you can head over there and have a look at that. All on my channel, so you can head over there and have a look at that.
Cut. Cut. Don't want that. I don't want that. Just want that. Don't want that either. Drag that across here.
Alright, so the scenario we've got here for flathead is a pretty classic scenario for flathead like. We've got a run out tide, we've got a sand flat right in front of me that is dropping off to an edge, and I'm sitting in about 2.5 to 2 meters, and where I'm casting is about 1/2 meter, and all I'm doing is working the soft plastic down that edge with a double flick. I cast out as far as I can towards the edge. I've got the motor just pushing us along just slightly. Hits the bottom, double flick, watch the line, wait for a bite, hit the bottom again, double flick, wait for it to hit the bottom again, double flick. It's gonna hit the bottom pretty quickly. I've got a 1/8 jig head on, 1/8 10 on this prawn size soft plastic. The reason why I've gone for a bigger of a hook is because flathead do have a big mouth, and I want that hook to be penetrating in the corner of their jaw, and having that bigger hook often will cause that to happen. Now sometimes that's not necessarily the case, and you might have to go down in jig head and hook size, but the majority of the time I like to use a slightly bigger, or just one size up from what is normal for your soft plastic. So we're just going to keep working this edge here, seeing if we can keep finding some more flathead, and work all of these flats along these edges all the way to the bottom of the tide. Questions I get asked.
Then we GoPro footage. Where is it? 1870. 1870, that's all the way down, so we need the 2. So 2870. There isn't. Hey. That's the end of that. 71. Okay.
So if you
So just lining up the audio again.
So a few questions I get asked.
Yeah, a little bit earlier than that.
So a few questions I get asked.
Ah.
So a few questions I get asked. So a few questions I get asked about fishing with soft plastics, particularly targeting flathead and stuff like that, is around the electric motor and how I use it. So what we've got right now is a run out tide. And what you want to be doing is poking your head into the tide. Okay, so you don't want to go with it, you kind of want to go against it. So the tide, this is the front of the boat that I'm pointing at right now, and the tide is pushing right down behind me. And I'm pushing my boat very slowly into the tide and casting in the same direction that my boat is going. So I'm casting up current of the tide because the flathead are going to be sitting with their head into the current, similar to the way the boat is positioned right now. And I'm casting it over their heads, working it back past them. You don't want to cast it the other way, where you're casting it behind them and bringing it over their heads. They'll often get spooked because obviously you'll hit them in the tail, or they'll feel it behind them. They'll think it's a piece of prey that's going to come and eat them, so they'll often swim away. They're ambush feeding, so they're waiting for the bait to come over them. They want it in front of them. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to present my lure in front of them based upon the tide. Now, if it was a run-in tide, it would be the complete opposite. I'd be up on the flat, casting over the edge and working it up the bank. But because it is a run-out tide, and that's the best tide to be targeting flathead, I'm working the drop off. So I'm casting to the shallow and working it down. Most of the time I'll have my electric motor set on 2, which is about 1 to 1.5 kilometers an hour. It's quick enough to get up and down the bank, but not too slow where I'm not moving enough, but it's not too fast where I'm moving too much. You need to find the balance. You never want to cast in the same spot. Every cast should be on a new piece of ground. And then if you can pick that with the right speed, you should be right.
Okay. That's another piece. Oh, I'm gonna have to save it there. Stop the stream. go do stuff.